So we're going to get right into relationships, because relationship boundaries, because that's like really, I think you're really good at giving examples. And that's what I kind of want to get into a little bit more. Like, what does a boundary for Kim look like? And all of us are a little bit different. But one thing you're really good at is just really speaking clearly, and you're really gifted at that. So when it comes to, you're in a wonderful relationship and you've been very clear about who you are, what you want, what you need, and respectful to where he's at as well. Give me some examples of boundaries within a relationship and how that is a whole different thing in this relationship, and how it's like really a beautiful thing.
Okay. So one of my, thank you. I'm so excited. Okay. So one of my kids kind of taught me this one, actually, because, but it's transferred over into my current relationship, my romantic relationship. But we have this phrase in our family that who defines help? Like, because you'll hear people say, oh, I was just trying to be helpful, right? Or whatever. And so we'll say, well, what is help? So for instance, if, I'm trying to get out the door, right? And my daughter's putting on her shoes and I bend down I'm in a hurry. So I'm like, I'm just going to tie these for you. And then she gets frustrated about me getting in there to tie her shoes for her. And think about how many times we do that for people, right? We're like, I'm going to help. I'm going to get in the middle and I'm going to help because I see an opportunity and they obviously need it. And then they're mad about it. They don't receive that well, right? Or they're not grateful. They don't have the reaction we want. And so I think the phrase applies to being helpful, but it's specific to that, but it applies to lots of things. So we say in our family, who defines what's helpful? The person helping or the person being helped? And it's the person being helped gets to define what's helpful, right? And so, you have to be able to accept that what you want to do for somebody isn't necessarily what they find helpful. So I'm going out of town. And my partner is going to come and like help me with my animals, like take my dog for a walk, right? And he goes, I was thinking I could, tile your fireplace while you're gone. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want that. And he's like, I figured you would say no. And I had this instant reaction of like, oh, so I'm the bad guy because I said no to your idea, right? There was like this exchange, right? Where I'm trying to do something nice and you're just like, don't want it, right? And I had this like icky feeling to it. And I was like, listen, I don't like this setup, right? Like, here's how this could have gone. You could have said, you're going to be out of town for a while. I have some free time on my hands and I would like to do something, for you that you would find helpful while you're gone so that when you got back, you felt like something was taken off your plate. Are there some things that would make you feel that way? And so I suggested that to him and he was like, well, then you might suggest that I go pick up dog poop in the backyard and I don't want to do that. And then I'm the bad guy. And I'm like, see, that right there, I have a problem with, right? Like, we're not being honest. Like, you're not being honest, right? You don't want to say no to me. So you're making a situation. So I'm saying no to you. It's gross, right? Like, that's gross. Mm-hmm. Let's not do that. So it's just, and I feel like we have so many opportunities for that where we could take something that's slightly, it's just like, it's not 180 degrees off from the truth. It's like 20 degrees off from the truth. And it's a little insidious,
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's great that you can talk to him about that, because you're right. If you were to say, well, could you do the dog poop? He could say, well, actually, I don't really want to do that. And that's very honest as far as what I want, what you want. But we do these dance arounds where we're not talking directly and saying, would be super helpful. This is important to me, different things like that.
Yes. Right. And so I find that, and then that's it's a mild example in a relationship, right? When you think about something when it has to do with money or intimacy or, the holidays or anything that's like really like loaded emotionally, it just gets even harder to kind of dig through. That's crap. Like that's nonsense. Like, what are we really talking about? Yeah.
So getting to the heart of what's important, what people are really wanting, needing, and thinking, both parties, is that what you're
Yeah.
getting? Yeah.
Yeah.